What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Straight from the Crates. This is Tiana, and today we're talking about this Hulu documentary about Nature Boy. And I'm just gonna jump right into it. Like, have you ever watched something halfway through and you're like, there is no way this is real? That's exactly what Hulu's Nature Boy documentary does. It like pulls you into this surreal, almost dreamlike world where a man whose real name is Melvin Noble, but known as Nature Boy, builds an entire following off vibes, aesthetics, and pseudo spiritual talk, and also just straight up manipulation. And the craziest part is these aren't random background people. These are real individuals who gave up their money, their bodies, their autonomy, and all for him. So let's really talk about it. Like, how did he do this? Because on the surface, it's easy to laugh it off. People love to say, it couldn't be me. But if you actually pay attention, this isn't just about one man being wild. This is about psychology, identity, loneliness, and power. So the first thing that we have to address is that Nature Boy, he understood performance. He knew how to present himself, the hair, the body, the symmetry. He leaned heavily into this hypernatural, almost godlike aesthetic. And let's not pretend that that doesn't matter. We live in a world where beauty equals credibility. If you look like what people want, they'll believe in the Enlightenment. And they believe in you. And you're already halfway there just based off a look. And he weaponized that. But beauty alone doesn't build a cult. That's just the bait. The real hook, I'd say, is the language. He spoke in this constant stream of pseudo deep, circular, spiritual jargon, talking about carbon, nature, vibration, and alignment. Words that sound profound, but don't actually say anything concrete. And that was intentional because when language is vague, people project meaning onto it. They hear what they need to hear. That's where manipulation creeps in. A lot of people in the documentary weren't just looking for a leader, they were looking for an identity and belonging and also purpose. And Nature Boy offered all three, wrapped in the idea that society was fake, broken, and that he had the truth. And once you convince someone that the outside world is the problem, it becomes easier to control what they do inside your world. And he isolated them physically, emotionally, and mentally. He moved them to different countries, cutting them off. There's no outside voices reinforcing the idea that anyone who questioned him was low vibrational or not woke. And that's classic control. Once people stop trusting their own instincts and start filtering everything through you, you've got them. But let's talk about the people that don't want to say, that don't want to. I'm not exactly even sure how to explain it. Let's just talk about these people. There was like a strong element of sexual control and dominance in that group. And it wasn't subtle. He positioned himself as the center of everything, spiritually, emotionally, and sexually. And that's not accidental. It's consolidation. When someone controls your body, your relationships, your intimacy, they can control your entire reality. So, was it beauty or was it manipulation? In my opinion, it was both. But more than that, it was the precision of it all. Nature Boy knew exactly how to find people who were searching, people who felt disconnected, overlooked, or lost. And instead of helping them, he built a system where their vulnerability fed his ego. And I want to push it a little bit further because I don't want to like keep it too surface level. So I feel like this documentary just isn't about him, it's about us. Because influence culture, spiritual TikTok, the online gurus, it's the same blueprint, just repackaged. People are still chasing belonging, still looking for someone to tell them who they are, still confusing aesthetics with truth. And the only difference is Nature Boy took that to an extreme. And if you watch it closely, you'll notice something else. Not everyone joined for the same reason. Some were drawn in by love, some by spirituality, some by rebellion against society. But once they were in, the rules changed. It stopped being about freedom and started being about obedience. And that was the switch. That's the most dangerous part, because by the time people realized something was off, they were already too deep. They were financially invested, emotionally attached, socially cut off. Leaving meant losing everything, including the version of themselves they had built inside of this world. So when people ask, how could they fall for that? That's not the real question. The real question is, what were they missing that made this feel like the answer? And if we're being honest, a lot of people watching this right now aren't as far removed from that as they think. That's why this documentary is really good, because it forces you to confront how influence works, how charisma works, how easy it is to mistake confidence for truth. And Nature Boy didn't just create a cult, he exposed a vulnerability that already existed. And that's all I got about the documentary. Talk to me in the comments. Tell me what you got from it. Were you a follower of Nature Boy? Just, let me know what's going on. And always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And, tell other people about my channel. Thanks. Peace.